Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of K-Pop Hot Takes. So today I'm discussing TAEMIN's Korean works, so EPs and albums. I was gonna try and rank them, but it's too hard. I just thought I'm gonna discuss each era, each significant thing about it, and kind of give people, I'm gonna do it in chronological order, and give people an insight who aren't familiar with his work, what he's done so far as a soloist. And before I start, my first TAEMIN era that I experienced, like first hand, was the Never Gonna Dance Again era. But I have done my research retrospectively, and I know what's what, and I know exactly what I missed. But to start with, we have the Ace era, the debut, the first member to come from a boy group to be given a solo in SM history, Ace with Danger, which was an iconic introduction to what you could see where TAEMIN would. You can see the hints of TAEMIN now in the TAEMIN then, obviously, and you can see that almost the potential that was there. Danger was a lot more. Danger was a lot more Michael Jackson and a lot more more Michael Jackson influence in the TAEMIN that we're used to now. I do love a lot of the videos he did in this era. I think his styling was also quite adventurous, with the nose piercing in the video attached to his ear, the long hair. He still had a bit of an androgynous feel to him. And I also loved Ace, which is one of my favorite slow songs of his. I love the video. The choreo was so slick, very MJ. And I also love Play Me from the album, which is probably my favorite TAEMIN slow jam of all his songs. I love that song. It's an interpolation of Aaliyah's Rock the Boat, which is something you don't really get like in K-pop at the moment. So I really enjoy that song a lot because it just reminds you of Rock the Boat. And with Danger as well, it was the first time TAEMIN had worked with Ian Eastwood, who's a fantastic choreographer from America. And he's actually worked with TAEMIN recently as well for Idea. And he also sent TAEMIN a message before TAEMIN enlisted. So they have a nice chemistry in how they work. And you can see how TAEMIN's managed to find and meet choreographers and make his sort of signature way of moving. The next era was the Press It era, which included the iconic drip drop performance video, which I love. I watched that. It's on my YouTube autoplay. I watch it probably every other week, every other day. I loved seeing black backup dancers. You know, I just love seeing that because you don't get to see it. It was shot in LA. Really great video. And also Press It, which is Press Your Number, which is the title track. Now, this era is not actually my favorite. I think it's actually probably my least favorite TAEMIN era because it's probably his most binary masculine era. It's very straightforward. There's no doubt about it. This is straight up, I'm a dude. Like, it's that kind of era. And it's a bit more aggressive too. Yes, it's that kind of era. So I don't really resonate with it as much. However, I still love that it's there because it also shows his versatility, and it shows that if he can and if he wants to, he can give you straight up just hip hop dancing without any sort of smoothness to it. It's just straight hardcore, I'm here, basically. And he also has a beautiful song called Soldier on this album. Great song, great harmonies, great vocals. Probably one of his best vocal performances, I think, of all his albums. And also he has Guess Who in Sexuality, great to perform live. This is probably his, dancing wise, there's a lot of hard to dance to numbers on this album. Very, very strong album for performance, for sure. Then next we have the iconic, I want to use that word a lot, Move era. So Move, this was TAEMIN's identity forming. The mixture of the feminine, gender neutral feel, the slow down movements, the sensuality, the 80s groove, everything, all of that in one, just breaking the barriers, breaking the sort of expectations of what a male soloist should be. This is such a brave moment in his career. it blows my mind that he even thought of this. I wish I would have experienced it when it happened, because it's nothing short of amazing. Overall, actually, I think this whole album is probably his most R&B album. Crazy For You, another sexy slow song, sexy R&B song. Thirsty, which also has a great performance video. I love his dancing in that. Love the red. Very sexy song. Also, he has another song called Rise. Beautiful song. Rise and Soldier kind of are like sister songs. Rise vocally, he takes it up there. It's kind of ethereal. Kind of sounds like a church. Kind of sounds like a Catholic. I know he's Catholic as well, actually, but it kind of sounds like something that will sound so great with like a choral choir. I don't know, I just thought of that. And that's TAEMIN's era. First time he worked with Koharu, I think. His amazing Japanese co-choreographer who they have great chemistry with. They've done great routines together. She's also worked with Shiny and with TAEMIN later on for Criminal. So that was the start of something really special in this era, and his form of his identity. Love it. Next, we have the Want era. I won't talk too much about it because I did have a video about this. This is TAEMIN in his bag for me. I think this is him as an artist at the apex, because it just had that sensual, sultry way of moving, groove, very groovy. Very much a matured version of his Danger self. So there's still the Michael Jackson influence there, but a lot more refined, a lot more laid back, and then him giving you hard movements when you need them, not when you want them, and just knowing how to sort of like sprinkle it in, so you're just like, whoa, he can move, and then he takes it back. He seemed very sure of his artistry at this point. And he also choreographed. He has another song on there called Artistic Groove, which he choreographed. Lovely song, great groove. It has a groove, literally. It has like artistic groove. Great song, great energy. He did the choreo, he did for it was beautiful. I would highly recommend this whole era. Just great. He did a good job, really good job. Then next, it's Never Can Dance Again. Prelude, Act 1 and Act 2. My first comeback as a TAEMIN stan. There's a lot to say here. So the Prelude was a song called Two Kids, which is a song about kind of like regret and looking back at when we were younger, and you just kind of like, we're like young and dumb basically, and we kind of argue over little things that we kind of regret later on. But I remember just seeing this video and it was so restrained and so beautiful. The song was great as well. Shot in Paris, and he's not really dancing, so there's not any choreography there, but it's kind of like improv and free, which makes it feel more emotive. That was a great intro. And then he actually had a wrist injury, so I think a lot changed, because this was meant to be an actual concert. Well, obviously because of COVID as well. But then he injured his wrist, so the comeback got pushed back, delayed by a couple more months. A couple months later, then we saw Criminal. Criminal as a title track was just nothing to be toyed with. When I remember vividly listening to Act 1 when it came out with my earphones, and it was such a journey. Criminal was such a strong 80s synth hard bass song with his soft vocals laid on top. Great energy, probably his most challenging choreography to date. That's something he said actually. Criminal, the video, so couture, so expensive, so artistic. Really pushed the boundaries there. Very haunting song. It's a shame he didn't win any #1s, but I'm starting to believe sometimes the songs that don't win will be the ones that last for a long time, because it was underrated for what it did. Truly underrated. Didn't really get promoted as much as it should have done as well. Other songs in Act 1, I loved Black Rose. I loved Nemo. Nemo, such a great 80s R&B, 90s R&B leaning song. And Just Me and You with the iconic VCR from Beyond Live. My God, that just made me re-love the song again. So for me, I loved Act 1 more than I did Act 2, but Act 2 was still amazing. And speaking of Act 2, so Act 2, that was that was the TAEMIN showed out. He gave his one song basically, and the whole thing about Idea was it was based on Plato's theory of ideas. And this is one of the quotes actually. It said, TAEMIN said, no, this was spoken from TAEMIN's perspective basically. So Plato's ideas had a single voice for a category, but TAEMIN in his song talks about voices and how they rule over him like Messiah. He is driven by multiple thoughts and not an ultimate one. he strongly disagrees with Plato and believes that perception is beyond limits. He says that being governed by a single concept kills him softly, which is sung, and that killing him softly is sung by the iconic, legendary Boa herself. So that on top makes that song, just as an outro, such a flex for someone of his caliber, to show he's got the queen on his song. The lyrical content is amazing, the video is amazing, the choreo is insane. And I love that he just really thinks about his artistry, and he's so honest about his battle of him trying to battle with his image as TAEMIN the artist, but him as himself, and what the public thinks it should be, and what people think an artist should be. So all that, amazing. And I love the song Identity on this album, which is the last song. Such a mournful ballad, piano ballad, one of my favorite slow songs from him. And even Think of You, beautiful, quick, sweet song. So, and Heaven, oh my God, and Heaven, we finally got it on MP3 format, from the iconic tilted stage, 45-degree stage, to the actual performances. He did a great job. Such a great, that's how an album should be done. That's true artistry. It breathes through his pores how artistic this man is and how deeply he thinks of his craft. And it shows. It's more than just being a great dancer, and this is why he is the best, because he is in deep and serves art. He's not serving to show off, he's serving art and delivering his heart on a platter and just showing you what he has. And then last but not least, Advice, which came out last month before he enlisted. And I think this was the best way for him to take a bow and have his hiatus, because I'd never seen anything like this before from him. The long hair from his solos, he's never had hair that long in his solos. The look was a bit edgier, a bit rougher. The choreo was quick and fast, very hip hop. The song itself is so unique because it's got like these minor chords. It's got this minor kind of sad chords, which reminds of like the 90s, like 90s pop, but then it's over like a trap beat. It's over a trap beat, but it's got this piano that's really haunting, and his vocals are really high, and he's got this, his backing singer, who's also on the vocals towards the end, singing really high. It just sounds so fresh, and already sounds like he's already going on the next level. I love that. I just love that he, even on his way out, he still delivered something which raised the bar even more, especially after Idea. He's just born to perform. He's born to be an artist, because the ideas are limitless. And if I could tell you from this album, it's my favorite song of his ever so far. I'm obsessed with that song. I still listen to it. Also, Strings is a great song. Lights is good. The whole EP, he did such a great job. And I don't usually connect with TAEMIN's music as much as I do with him as an artist. So to say that, I really mean it. Like, there's no bias. I love those songs. So that's a quick overview, brief history on TAEMIN's sort of English, TAEMIN's Korean bodies of work. And that's it. Let me know what your favorite TAEMIN songs are, what your favorite albums are, because yeah, this man's a legend and he deserves all the accolades. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!